And so they took it upon themselves to explore the spiritual realm. Well, they found out pretty quickly that they were in a place where they had no business. And in our world and in our society today, it is glorified and it is dramatized and it is made to look like it's fun and it's wonderful, but it's something that you really shouldn't play with. As I get ready to move forward, I thought about myself growing up. And my children have never really heard this, but in about the fourth grade, third or fourth grade, I was about 9 years old. And one of the gifts that God had really given me, even as a young person, was I could read things and understand them very quickly. And when I was growing up, there was this test called the California Achievement Test. It was kind of like the test that the kids take today. And on this test, I scored in the 98th percentile, which means there was only 2% of the kids in the country that were reading and understanding on this level. And so reading had to be fun for me or it would get boring. And so I found myself at a very young age reading books about ghost stories. But not just regular spooky books. I read the kind of books where people talked about things happening in their houses, where people documented paranormal activity in their houses. As a matter of fact, it is an entire genre of psychology called parapsychology. And parapsychology is the study of things that are outside the norm. And so in the library, I found tons of books in the nonfiction section of the library on this particular subject. And I found myself reading these books and being so drawn in by the spectacle of things happening. I grew up on movies like Poltergeist and Exorcist and Omen, movies like Entity, and then movies like Michael Myers in Halloween and Jason, and all the things that they try to bring back today because people are still interested in these things. The #1 movie in America today is Paranormal Activity 3. #1 at the box office because of people's fascination and curiosity about the paranormal. We'll show up. Lights.
Katie, Christy, say hi to the camera.
Amen. People are fascinated. They're drawn in and they're captivated. And they don't realize that they could be opening the door to something very evil. An article that I read, and I'm going to read exactly from the article because I wanted to give the writer's words correctly. This article was written by Leonard G. Gross, and it's written on what is called the occult. The English word occult comes from the Latin occultus, which means things that are hidden, esoteric, concealed, or mysterious. For occult practitioners, the occult represents an interference with physical nature by the hidden knowledge called gnosis. Such a non-conventional practice, including reciting formulas, making gestures, mixing incompatible elements, performing healing spells, or performing secret ceremonies attempting to alter physical nature. What is the hidden knowledge? According to the occultists, it is the force at the base of the universe and is obtained through secret communications with that force. Is this hidden force God, or the devil, or the soul of the universe? That depends a good deal on what particular source of the gnosis has tapped into. But one thing this force is not. It is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Come on.
For those dibbling and dabbling in the occult, such activities are considered harmless and fascinating. A real source of spiritual knowledge. For Christians, however, the wide range of practices making up the occult is destructive and spirit-threatening. The Christians view this as deeply evil. Things like alchemy. Alchemy is the taking of metals and trying to form other things out of them and manipulate